Hi everyone, welcome to our WBLS on opioid abuse prevention. We chose to complete our WBLS on this topic because it's becoming a more common and prevalent topic in Ohio. We created this WBLS for high school students in the hopes that educating them on, opioid abuse and the dangers of it, it would help prevent them from having issues with opioid abuse in the future. So first, this is our homepage. On every single page, we have the navigation bar that is across the top here. And then we also have a drop-down navigation with all of the pages as well. Under the Let's Get Started is where all of our modules are housed. And then under assignments, that's where all of the module assignments are housed. Here we have our welcome and our statement of purpose, along with, what the students will learn by completing the modules in this WBLS. And then we also give them an introduction to their final project and then give them a way to go to the Let's Get Started or the contact page. And at the bottom of every page on the WBLS, we have this option for navigation that allows students to go to the next page, which is in the same sequence as the drop-down navigation and the navigation bar at the top. It's just another way for the students to navigate through the WBLS without having to scroll up to the top of each page or go up to the drop-down bar every single time they want to go to the next page. So on our Let's Get Started page, we provide the rubric for all team assignments and the rubric for all discussion boards. We told the students that the team assignments, although that this is for their final project, which will be a group project, the team assignments are actually individual assignments to ensure that all group members are participating in the group project. So then we provide a Let's Get Started overview with the learning objectives included for the module, a checklist to ensure that, students know what it is they need to complete for this page. And then we provide the learning materials with directions so they know what to do for each section of the learning materials. So then we also include embedded articles and just about any resource that we could embed, we tried to embed. So students can just go ahead and click on it. It opens up in a new window, so that way they can access those resources. We also have included some graphics for, different types of information, and then embedded YouTube videos and other videos, so that way the students can watch the video from the actual page and they don't have to go to YouTube to access the page. Then next we have the assignments and the assessments. We give them a way to access the actual assignments and assessments page here. And then give them the directions for what they need to do, and then also give them the buttons to the discussion board and the assignments. These buttons will lead them to the specific pages. We also then have the WBLS calendar. It's embedded, so the calendar houses all of their assignment and assessment due dates, so that way the students can check their progress to see when things are due. And then we also provide additional resources for the students to explore. So every module page is set up exactly like the Let's Get Started page, which includes a drop-down and navigation, and then every module page includes the module overview with the learning objectives. Every module page includes the module checklist, so the students know what they need to do for this module. And then again, every module page includes learning materials with as many resources as possible embedded into the page, so students aren't having to just click on different links. And again, every page includes the directions so students know what they need to complete. Again, embedded videos where they can watch the video from the actual page instead of going to YouTube. We include additional resources on every page, and again, they click on it and it will take them to the actual page. And then last, we have our assignments and assessments with the discussion board and assignment and assessment navigation, so they can access those each individual pages, the embedded calendar, and then again this bottom navigation as another way for them to access the modules and individual pages of the WBLS. So the next we have the Module 2, the do's and don'ts of opioids, with our module overview and our learning objectives. Again, we have our module checklist so the students know what they need to complete for each module. The learning materials with instructions included. Additional resources, the assignments and the assessments, the calendar, and then the bottom navigation. So the Module 3 is addiction and medical history, and again the structure is the exact same as the modules before it, with the overview and the learning objectives, the checklist, learning materials, embedded content, instructions, additional resources that are also embedded, assignments and assessment and navigation buttons to lead them to those pages, the calendar, and then the bottom navigation. So the Module 4 is drug overdoses and how to respond. Again, the exact same setup with the overview and learning objectives, the checklist, learning materials, additional resources, assignments and assessments, and then the bottom navigation. Module 5 is resources. It is a little bit different because it's the last module and it's giving the students access to the different resources that they may need. So we give them the phone number to the Summit County ADM Crisis Center if they need to utilize it. Again, module overview and learning objectives, the checklist, and then we give them resources for the local community in Akron, Ohio. And then we provide county resources for Summit County. And then we give them also information to contact people within the Ohio Department of Education that may be able to help them. And then we also give them national resources as well. Again, we give them access to the assignments in the assessment page, the embedded calendar. And then next, we also have the modules page, and this just gives them access to every single module. If they don't want to go through and click on the individual pages, they can just go to modules, and this provides all of the modules just by clicking on the module. It takes them to that specific module page. So the next we have, and it also gives them access to the final project as well. Next we have the assignments and the assessments page. We provide the rubric for all of the team assignments. And then again, we provide them with all of the pages so they can go to the assignments and assessments for that page. We give them the embedded calendar and then also this navigation. On the side drop-down bar, we also give them, they can either access the assignments by clicking on assignments, or they can drop down and click on the individual page that they would like to go to for the assignments. And again, all of these are set up identically. So again, we have both of the navigation options, and then we give them the module tasks, so what they need to complete for the assignments. Here, because this is the Let's Get Started page, we give them the embedded page for the pre-assessment. And then we give them the team site assignment for them to access. On the team site assignment for this, they needed to sign up with their group. They needed to find a group of students to work with, and then we gave them access to this Google sheet, which they need to provide the name of their team, the individual team members, and then the URL for their Google site when their final project is complete. And then next we have the Module 1 assignments set up the same way with the module tasks. And then here they have an embedded reflection and assessment to complete. And then again, here's the team site assignment that they are being asked to complete for this module. And then Module 2, again, we've got their module tasks provided, the module reflection and assessment embedded, the team site assignment. Module 3, again, the exact same setup with the tasks, embedded reflection and assessment, and then the team site assignment that they're being asked to complete. And then again, Module 4 with the tasks, reflection and assessment, and then the team site assignment. And then in Module 5, again, we have the module tasks, and here they only have a reflection to complete. And then again, their last team site assignment. And then we give them the access to the next page, which is the discussion board page. So here on the discussion board page, we give them the roles and the expectations, along with a rubric, so they know what to expect. We also give them the 15 rules of netiquette. That way the students know what is acceptable and unacceptable behavior when posting and responding to the online discussion board posts. So first we have the Let's Get Started discussion board post, which is embedded. And then we also give them access to the actual page, so every title is linked to the actual module page so they can go back if they need to. So then Module 2 is also, Module 1 is also embedded. Next we have Module 2, the do's and don'ts of opioid prescriptions. Module 3, the addiction and medical history discussion board. And then Module 4, Module 5, and then we also include a help discussion board, so that way if students need to ask questions, they can, and they can just post it to the discussion board and someone will respond to them. So then next we have the final project page. So here we give them the directions and kind of like an overview of, like in the Let's Get Started page, they had to find 3 students to work with, and then they created their Google site, and with each module they added their individual team assignments to the page in their Google site, and then now it's time for them to create the video during the final project week of the course, and it will be added to their Google site as their final project for the assignment in the course. So we give them a rubric for the final project, and then we provide them video editing resources, so that way, if they're not familiar with creating a video, they can use these resources. And then also we provide them video tutorials and documents on how to create and use different features of Google Sites, since some students may not be as familiar with Google Sites. And then again, we include the WBLS calendar. And then we have our next page, which is the gradebook and personal page. So this gives them access to ThinkWave, which is their gradebook. And then it also gives them access to Google Classroom and their Gmail account. Next, we have our help page. So again, we provide them with the Summit County ADM Crisis Center phone number in case they need to utilize it. And then we have a series of frequently asked questions that go from, do we work on each team site assignment together for each module, because we realize that the title of the assignment could be a little bit misleading because it uses the word team, and we're trying to make it clear to them that although this goes towards your group project, you are actually working on it individually throughout each module, so that way we know that you are contributing to the group project. And then we talk about, due dates for assignments, rubrics, how do they check their grades, and then what if they still have questions. We embedded the help discussion board here, so then that way they could ask questions from this page as well. So then our last page is our contact page that just includes all of the email addresses, so that way students can email the instructors if they have any questions. And then again, we also give them access to the help discussion board via a link, so that way they can go to the discussion board and ask questions if they prefer to ask that way. Also on every page we included a last updated date, so that way anyone who does access the WBLS knows when it was last updated. So this is our WBLS, and we hope you enjoy it.